Hi there, Glenn from I Train Hard Health and Fitness, and welcome to today's blog on stress. This is part of my 30 days YouTube blogging challenge. I did about 15 days, went on my holiday where I couldn't do any because I couldn't upload any videos, and now I'm back on it again. So today's blog is probably the most important one I've covered so far. It's about stress. So stress is probably the most important thing for me, and I'll cover why and I'll talk about it in detail. This is a two-parter. Part one is just talking about stress, what stress is all about, and part two is giving you some solutions and some ways to improve your stress and hopefully reduce the stress you're going through to make your life easier. So you may have heard you can't outtrain a bad diet, and that's true in a lot of respects, but also you can't outtrain stress. So we now believe that stress is the #1 killer in the Western world from what's going on. Stress itself, I think the American Institute of Stress have stated that 60% or over 60% of all illnesses directly have come from stress in people's lives. So that's quite a big stat, that. So yeah, stress causes loads of issues. Now just thinking here then, stress causes issues with weight, so it helps you overeat and keep getting fatter. Hormones from stress help retain fat. Stress stops you sleeping. Lack of sleep can give you a shorter life. When you're stressed, stressful times, it gives you an increased neural pathway, which means any stressful images in your head are more prominent. So once you go through stress, those negative images stay in your head longer than non-stressful ones. Stress affects your immune system, which means you're more likely to get disease, illnesses, colds, etc. Any other sort of issues you may have, you have loads of other issues caused by stress, but it can also cause direct cause stuff like heart disease, so heart attacks and strokes. So stress is a massively important thing. But for a personal trainer, the key thing often is people losing weight or not being able to lose weight and not function properly. So it stops all of that. Now some personal trainers, when they first come to seeing their client, they will look at improving their exercise regime. Other personal trainers will look at trying to improve their client's nutrition, so look at the nutrition and try and change that, make little healthy changes in that. Now, we look at all of those, but the first thing I address every time is my client's stress level. So whatever stress level they're in, I'll try and look at this. I'll try and establish if my client is under stress, if they're stressed, if they're threatened. So their oldest part of their brain, if that feels threat or under stress, that's going to stop other parts of their brain functioning properly, and that's going to ensure that they're constantly stressed and can't achieve what they want. Another thing that stress does actually, a hormone in stress damages brain cells, so it makes you fatter and makes you thicker. Good news, isn't it? So what is stress itself then? Now stress is perceived by yourself, and it's perceived danger, perceived threat, perceived worry, perceived uncertainty, all these perceived issues and worries that we have as a human being. Now these worries could be about the base level things, so are you going to get enough food? So that's linked to how much money you have, your job. So it's all, your brain takes it all as threats. If you're not got enough money, you can't eat. It also looks at sort of your money in, can you afford to pay for your house? Can you afford to get a roof over your head? Because again, that's a really important thing. A caveman would need to have a roof over their head. So stress from relationships, children, just dramas at work, confrontation. These are all deemed by your brain as a threat and therefore stress. And all of these cause all the dramas that we're going through. I want to try and bring this stress thing into a way you understand it better. So just imagine that we're a caveman. Now it's not too hard to imagine. 10,000 generations as hunter-gatherers, so from caveman to where we're at now, only about 10 generations for modern agriculture, then even less generations of going through the dramas and the issues that we go through now. So all the modern stresses of what's going on around the world, Russia, England, Scotland, the economy, extremists, all these dramas, the financial state of the country that you live in, all these dramas along with children, relationships and everything else. So all these dramas are more than we've ever had, and it's been stated that in the last 5 years human beings are more stressed than they've ever been before in life. So stress is a massive thing. So I'll try and break it down even further. So stress is actually a positive thing, believe it or not. It's designed in your nervous system to be a positive thing. So I'll look at a caveman, that food's getting really short for this caveman, and he's not sure he's going to survive the cold winter because there's not enough food out there. So then his nervous system is the oldest part of his brain is going to release a hormone called cortisol, and that's going to help him store some fat in his body. Now the storage of that fat is going to help this caveman, which is us, going to help this caveman survive the cold, hard winter, or any times that we're not having food. And this happens when you avoid breakfast in the morning. You miss breakfast, your brain thinks you're going through starvation, then it starts holding on to fat. So it's actually a positive thing, and that's why you shouldn't avoid breakfast at home. So it's designed as a positive thing to help you survive. Other hormonal actions then, so for example, if a caveman, the same caveman is trying to hunt for his food or getting chased by some sort of predator, then that caveman will be in his flight or fight mode, in the wrong nervous system to be in for normal people, but that sympathetic nervous system, all the blood's going to be supercharged to his fingers, his toes, his muscles, ready to help him flight or fight, which means he's going to be thinking clearly, he can move fast to get away from the hazard, but that's not good for your body, because when you're in this sort of mode, all the blood which should be around your stomach and your guts to help with rebuilding, regeneration, growth, repair of your body doesn't happen because you're always trying to escape. So these actually, so I'm talking about stress there, is a positive thing for your body. It's there to help you survive, but only in short amounts of time each day. Modern world, the life we live in now, we're in stress 24, 25, 30 hours. You know, we're in stress more time than there is in the day. So we're stressed all the time, and that's the issue. Stress should be taken in small bits, not throughout the whole day, and that's the problem there. So we're stressed all of the time. That's why we can't sleep, and even not sleeping, even that 1 or 2 hours of shortage of sleep each day, it's going to give you a shorter lifespan. This has been proven. So 2 or 3 hours a day less sleep, you're not relaxing, your body's not regenerating, regrowing, repairing damaged stuff. So damage gets worse and worse and worse. You don't regenerate. So stress is an absolute nightmare in that sort of context. So as I mentioned, this is only part 1. Part 2 is talking about all the ways we can try and improve this stress, the threat, trying to improve on ourselves. But that's stress. So stress is a bit of a nightmare for everyone. Everything that you're thinking about at home, all the stresses we go through is stress. It's huge, it's massive. It's not really a one blog conversation. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. That's what stress is. Stress causes all these issues amongst us. It stops us sleeping, causes every illness, causes heart attacks, strokes, damages your brain, puts weight on, stores extra fat, and it's all back to the sort of the older part of your brain, but it stops the modern part of your brain working as well. So it damages brain cells, it holds on to bad memories. So stress is an absolute nightmare, but we can do something to change that. And the second part of my blog, which I'll be covering tomorrow, is going to talk about all the things we can do to get rid of the threat, the stress, the issues in our life. So hopefully you've liked that. That's stress. That's what stress is. It's all these hormones being released, cortisol, adrenaline, all these hormones being released to help you, but they're being released too much, and it makes your body a nightmare. It makes everything go wrong all the time. Hopefully you've liked that. If you like my YouTube channel, please check out all my other videos. Loads of interesting stuff on there. Stress is something that I'm really keen on. It's really important to me. It's big for my clients, so I look at it all the time. Look forward to the next one. Please check out my website, which is www.itrainhard.co.uk. Thank you, and see you next time.